So here is, it was just a thought that Jack had. I'm bringing this up on the air. We didn't talk about bringing it up, but he just asked me the question. I don't think you're going to roll your eyes at it, actually. Right. So you would agree, Eliot, so far at camp this year, that the defense has outplayed the offense more than you would expect to in a training camp.
I would, yes.
Because in training camp, the offense sort of has the advantage in that you can't hit them and all that sort of stuff.
Easy completions.
And they got $100 million over there.
Yes. Yes. You're not allowed to hit. Yeah.
Well, no, I just mean all those talented players on that side of the ball.
Yes. And the offense has been, I think, a little disappointing during training camp, especially considering what you would hope to see.
Whoa.
The question that the question that Jack asked was, we have one of the greatest defensive coordinators of all time on one side of the field, and on the other side of the field, we have a first-time offensive coordinator. Is it possible that part of the what we're seeing in the offense struggling is we have a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator against a first-time offensive coordinator on the other side?
So
is there a possibility of that?
I lean no, pretty firmly. And the reason I would say that is I think there are some areas you could point to it, like Vic Fangio is a better coach in terms of he has more experience doing it. So I could see the defense being in the right place more often. I could picture them being, more, I can't think of the word, but not as making many mental errors on that side of the ball. Whereas on offense, they're a bit younger with the coach. But the reason I would say no is because there's no game planning involved. Like, Patulo is not going, like when Patulo calls a play for the offense, he's just calling it. He's not looking at what the defense is doing and calling based off that. So a lot of times he could call something where in a game, that fit that the defense is giving them or showing them, he would never call that play against that defense, and vice versa, right? Like Vic is Vic's a little more dependent on the offense because he's the one that sends out a nickel and like all that stuff based off what formation the offense is using. But I think that, well, obviously Fangio is a better coordinator at this point than Patulo. I don't think that's the reason in practice that they've had to better the offense.
What is it?
I think it's a couple things. One, I think the defensive line has been really good. Like they're constantly getting pressure on Jalen. I also think there's probably been 5 or 6 throws that if Jalen makes them or if they're completed, we're viewing this differently. Like I don't view it that 90% of the snaps the defense is getting better of the offense. I think there's been moments where if there are completions, and we're only talking about a small percentage of plays, those are just big throws that could change things, like deep throws that are incomplete, deep throws where there's pass interference, third down throws, red zone throws, like things like that, where if things were different, we would view it differently.
So is Jalen having a great camp or not?
I don't think Jalen's having a great camp, no.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get down to. Is you said, because
I don't think he's having a bad camp. But
I was going to say, you've been on here and you argue with Spike about it.
No, he had a good day today. 8 for 8. I gave him an A. He had 2 or 3 really.
Through today?
They barely practiced today. Yeah, it was only an hour. Well, they got 2 days coming up against the.
He's charting throws. Like, what were they out there in?
They didn't even. Yeah, they didn't even have shells on. So it was just. It was just like.
So this was just a day for you to give him an A.
Well, he was 8 for 8. I don't know how much better he could have been.
But wouldn't you hope he'd be 8 for 8 if no one's even in shells?
We can dive into the throws deeper if you would like, but there were a few nice throws in. Yeah, exactly. It would take 2 minutes.
Could I ask your honest assessment? Now, That's
all I ever give you.
Yeah, now, this doesn't matter because it isn't. But if it were Jalen Hurts' first training camp with the Eagles, it's not. We already have a body of work. But if it were, would you be concerned about the offense this season, given what you've seen in camp?
If this was the first time I'd ever seen Jalen practice with the Eagles and he had no back history, yes. I think he has missed throws that are open. I think he holds onto the ball a little much. But this is why this all requires context. Like when you have won the Super Bowl, you get a little more of a leash in practice for me not freaking out.
Well, for sure. But and this goes back to what I've said during these, and this isn't a debate thing. It is I'm just honestly asking your opinion. Is you were very high on the high completion percentage, ball never touching the ground, and that isn't what we've seen.
I agree. That's why I'm saying I don't think he's having a great camp.
And then the other thing that I sort of
for a great year.
But you better hope he doesn't have a great year, because then it means that the training camp stats.
Well, the training camp stats were validated last year when they were 100% validated last year.
They weren't.
He set a franchise record for fewest interceptions in training camp, and then he went out and set a career.
And then turned the ball over a million times in the first
Exactly, but good
years.
news, they played more than 4 games. So all year, he had the fewest amount of turnovers he's ever had. So they were completely validated. But these next 2 days are really big days. Like the Cleveland Browns
with
joint
live
practices.
defense.
This will decide probably what his camp is remembered as.
Okay. Yeah. And if he...
So next week doesn't matter?
It matters, but I think these next 2 days matter a lot more. Now, over the years...
Because he's not going to play Saturday.
No, he's not going to play Saturday. And then I think they have 2 practices between that and the Jets, but I would imagine that'll be a lot of backups because all the backs will play against the Jets. Like, Jalen has been awesome in these joint practices. He's 9-2 over the 5 years. Yeah,
I
4 years. Yeah.
Joint practice win-loss is the
9-2. Now, the Cleveland Browns did beat him, so you wonder if revenge is on the mind here.
Who else beat him?
The Dolphins.
Was it the Dolphins?
Yeah, the Dolphins and the Browns. I mean, he started, I think, 5-0. And then the Dolphins got him.
Okay. Yeah. Was that Vic?
Yeah.
Vic Fangio?
Yeah.
Oh, I keep thinking you're saying Michael Vick. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might have been.
Yeah.
Was
he there 2 years?
Was that 2 years ago that they were down there?
I thought he was only there 1 year.
He was only there 1 year, but was it 2 years ago that they were down there?
I have them written down here because I got my graphic ready for.
The other question I had is almost like you said they're running the ball a lot in camp.
The Dolphins was 2022.
Okay.
They went 2-1 that year.
No, because he was here as a consultant in 22, so he would not have been there.
But he was here as a consultant at the end of 2022, right?
Yeah, but he's a defensive coordinator for the Dolphins 23.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So the other thing I wonder, you said they've been running the ball a lot in training camp.
A ton.
That's just like weird to me.
Same.
Because,
I agree.
Well, we're a running team.
Well, but here's my thought.
Yeah.
Is I'm like, well,
why are we running Saquon?
Well, yeah. How many different ways can they run the ball? 5? You know, like
well, you can't even really tackle him. It just feels like a wasted rep to me. Now I know you're practicing because the offensive line needs
wasted rep.
It just feels like less of a real rep because you can't tackle Saquon. But where it's not a wasted rep is the offensive line, the guards included, need to be on the same page when they practice. But in terms of how much they're running the ball, you're right. Saquon, I have the stat here, but take me a second to pull it up. But he had 51 carries through 11 practices, which was more than he had all of last training camp combined. So they are without question giving the ball to Saquon more in camp than they did last year.
The thing, and to go back just to finish up on the thing that Jack had asked, is like, you know, I didn't mind the hire of Patulo. As if we can go back to their shows, the thing that I was angry about is they didn't interview anybody. Is like, I just started thinking, are we really going to go try to win the Super Bowl with a first-time offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy.
I
mean, that is, Nick has really put his neck on the line for Patulo here.
Yeah, I was concerned about the Patulo hire, and now he will tell you he's called plays because he's involved in the play calling process, and he did call plays last year.
It's different when you're the guy.
I agree. That's what they would tell you. Yeah. But I like Patulo as a coach. I think if another team asked me, like, Eliot, should we hire Patulo as the head coach? I would say, yeah, I think he'd be a good head coach. But
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
He hasn't done anything. What are you
That's
talking
not true. He hasn't done anything. No. Well, he's been Nick's right-hand man through the best stretch of franchise history.
Keffer was my right-hand man. Would you have hired him to be a program?
I would have, but then he went to live in the mountains or wherever he is now. But, like, what do you mean he hasn't done anything?
You would tell an NFL team to hire by doing it with what?
As the head coach?
Can I explain why? Because, he's...
Actually, hold on to that. But you will explain right after we talk about
Stiffy.
Yeah. Well,
there it is.
You know,
everything is hard.
When Eliot talks, it makes it go down. When you take a blue chew, well, I'm just being honest. You know, if you're trying to romance your lady, the thing you're not going to turn on is Tuesdays with Eliot.
It's worse.
You're gonna chew on a blue chew. It's like, it's not a pill, it's a chewable, which is great. I don't know if you've heard, it's the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin. Did you hear that?
No, I did.
And, you know, you don't have to go to the doctor. You know, there's no doctor's appointments necessary.
No lines.
Now, they have medical professionals, but you just do it all at BlueChew.com. Yeah, you don't have to go to the pharmacy. Nope, they're going to send it to you in the mail, in your mailbox, in a discreet and...
Hard.
Wow, this guy's off one day.
Yeah.
One day, he doesn't say hard. Yeah. And they keep the cost down by making and shipping it themselves here in the USA.
No tariffs.
Speaking of cost,
yes,
Jack himself is going to pay for your first month.
Yep.
Your first month is free thanks to Jack.
Jack's on.
Yeah, Jack's on. Just go to BlueChew.com. Use code 94. Your first month is free. Jack pays for it. He won't pay for the shipping. You have to pay that. It's like $5.
Yeah, nothing.
First month free. BlueChew.com. Use code 94, and then you can
chew it and do it.
Chew it, do it. Chew it, do it. Chew it, do it. Chew it, do it. Chew it, do it.
The thing I love about you, Eliot, is you always come with something that we're not expecting that turns the show over. Here is why you would recommend that a team hire Kevin Patulo as their head coach, even though you didn't want to hire him as offensive coordinator for the Eagles.
The thing I want in the coordinator is someone that can bring a counterpunch to what the Eagles already run. Now, a head coach, like if the Giants called me and said, why should we hire Kevin Patulo? My argument would be, A, he's been around the Eagles for 5 years. So he's learned how a good organization is run. He's seen it, all those things. 2, he's been Nick's right-hand man. He's helped build the offense. He's helped build the culture. And he does have some experience on game day and being involved in the play calling. And 3, I do think he has a head coach personality. I didn't think Shane Steichen or Kellen Moore had head coach personalities. And we'll see if Kellen Moore is successful. I think I've been proven somewhat right about Shane Steichen. It's not been great down there. But I think Patulo is like a watered-down version of Nick in a way. And so I think the experience of being with the Eagles and all that, I think he would be a good head coach. But as a coordinator, I think because him and Nick are so close and have had the same ideas, I am worried that they're not going to have an idea for a counterpunch. But
the offense has been so good, as you say.
It is, but we've also seen that when you go to the Super Bowl and the rest of the league spends all year studying you, you have to have a counterpunch. And in 2023, I thought they did not look great against something as simple as the blitz. So I think a lot of that was Jalen. I think Jalen should have been better against the blitz, but it's also up to the coaches to teach him how to be better against the blitz. So with Patulo, I would have preferred for somebody else to come in, a fresh set of eyes, a fresh set of ideas, even if it's only 10% of the offense, just to be here and be ready with new things if they need it.
It is... all eyes will be on him, I think.
For sure. And Nick.
Yeah, and Nick. If the offense struggles out of the gate, it'll be Jalen, Nick, and Kevin Patulo who are...
I don't think it will be Jalen. I'm not saying opinion or not. I'm saying, like, we were here in 23. Brian Johnson caught all the heat publicly.
Okay.
And I think because of Jalen coming off of wherever you want to define it, good year, great year, whatever, Patulo's the new piece in this. So I think if they struggle, whether it is Jalen or not, my guess is publicly you'll hear a lot more Patulo than you will Jalen. Ike seems skeptical.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, well.
Because it depends on the devil's in the details, right?
Yeah.
So
for sure, yeah.
Are these bad throws, these overthrows? Like when we talk about the offense struggling, are we talking about missed throws or are we talking about play designs?
Yeah. Are we talking about not scheming them open?
Jalen
we're good for that.
You shouldn't have to scheme A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith open.
I agree. Now, we've spent all offseason debating how good Jalen is. So maybe he doesn't have that built-in kind of clout and rope that I'm thinking he does. But the point I'm making is he just won Super Bowl MVP. You would think the new guy would catch more heat. But you are right. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that I've decided that if I could pick one thing for Hurts to be better at this year, it is the sack rate is when you try to what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with a C. When you try to match up how good an offense is with sack rate, coordinate is the wrong word. Correlate. When you correlate sack rate to offense, there's not a lot of top quarterbacks who have a high sack rate. He was 30th or 31st in sack rate of starting QBs last year. Like it is. Even if he just throws the ball away, right. the amount of yards that they give away, the amount of the defensive positioning that they give away, like all of those things, forget about passing yards and those sorts of things. If he was able to clean up one thing, the sack thing is his biggest issue, I think. And it is the one thing that if he cleaned up would give the offense a lot better chance of succeeding this year.
I agree. That's why, I heard you guys talking a little bit about the athletic list. Like I would have him higher than 9, but I can understand why he's viewed as a tier 2 and not a tier 1 because he does have holes in his game that he needs to fix. And he does probably need to be more consistent. Now, where I've always argued is the resume is why I think he belongs higher. But in terms of just evaluating his game, you're right. Like, I think he holds onto the ball too long. I think he can be a little bit trigger shy with getting rid of the ball. Now, I'm okay with that because as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, I'm happy. But you are right that it does make the passing game struggle to get in a rhythm when the ball's not consistently coming out on time.
Well, just for perspective, Josh Allen, I think, was sacked 13 times last year.
All year.
Is that a real...
It's 13 or 15.
All year.
When you think about that, it's like a stunning.
Well, what's crazy is Jalen is a good athlete. It's not like he's a statue back there where you're saying, okay, the pressure gets her. What's he going to do?
We see those sacks. It's him holding.
It's him running around. It's him. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, we see him.
So one thing that I think you'd be very good on,
thank you,
Eliot, is the big announcement that is coming on the New Heights podcast.
Oh, it's my entire feed. Yeah, I'm ready.
The new Taylor Swift album.
Yes.
Now you are a Swiftie.
I am a Swiftie.
And with Howard gone, you are the resident Swiftie here at WIP, as he was the resident Swiftie.
Yes.
Are you excited about the new album? How do you feel about her announcing it on New Heights?
So I think it's really cool that she's doing it on his pod. I would also like to say, when they first started dating, I said I thought they were in true love. And everybody said, no, this is just for publicity. I was obviously proven correct about that. They are obviously in true love. So I was right. And I think when I was. And when you
take your victory lap.
I am. I got to take them when I can get them.
Yeah, this is the weirdest victory lap of all time.
They obviously are. You look at pictures of them together, videos.
We all agree. They're in love. Yes.
They are. They're in love. Right. Yes. So I think her doing it on his podcast is super cool. I was talking to Ike during the break. I don't really like new music. It's hard for me to sit through a new album just because I like to listen to what I like to listen to.
Sure.
But obviously, I'm very excited for it. I think Sabrina Carpenter might be featured on her new single, the first one. So. Wow. I like Sabrina Carpenter.
How are you a Sabrina Carpenter guy and an Olivia Rodrigo guy? You got to be one or the other.
So I was Olivia Rodrigo, and then I turned to Sabrina.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I will tell you this. The thing that I got from that is anyone hoping for a Travis Kelce comeback year.
Yeah.
No,
it's just the real truth. Why would he care as much?
He's the most retired playing guy I ever saw in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like this is... It's too much nonsense. It's too much nonsense for a team that just lost in the Super Bowl is trying to regain their crown. I'm sorry. I know this sounds hot takey, but it's just like, what is this guy concentrating on? Here's the thing. If she was like a budding artist that he was trying to give a platform to, she is the biggest recording artist of the last 30 years.
Yeah, she's a way bigger star than him.
Yes, this is bigger for the New Heights podcast than it is for Taylor Swift.
I mean, I don't know how many people have done more for the NFL than Taylor Swift over the past 3 years.
There it is.
When you consider all the new
she's
eyeballs,
basically the David Stern of the NFL.
All the new eyeballs she brings to the sport. I mean, I'm open to suggestions, but who would you come up with?
Well, Roger Goodell.
Jalen.
But like, those people work for the league.
I
don't think Roger Goodell's done more for the NFL than Taylor Swift.
Oh, sure he has.
What's his big innovation?
I'll tell you what. You ask all 32 owners in the NFL who has done more for them, and they will tell you the guy that has made them rich beyond their wildest dreams.
I don't think Taylor Swift
is probably Roger Goodell.
Guess what? Me, you, Jack, or Ike could make them rich beyond their wildest dreams in Goodell's role. It is hard. I'm not completely
It's harder than you think it is.
But I think Taylor going to those games has created a ton of conversation that wouldn't be there otherwise.
Who's done more for the NFL, Roger Goodell or Taylor Swift?
Don't put my name in it so we can get a fair.
Well, do you see the one quote? So I guess Travis Kelce's in GQ. He's the face of GQ this month as well.
Good.
And he said that
Cole Kelce.
Yeah, he said that this has turned Taylor Swift into a football fan. But I was told
that she was already an Eagles fan.
Been bleeding green for 33 years.
I'm okay with her rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
duh.
Yeah,
I think that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
it's your significant other.
Absolutely.
Are we gonna get wedding? Are we gonna get wedding bells?
Oh, definitely.
Once he retires,
100%.
Yeah, after this
wedding bells.
Yeah.
You
think anyone from WIP gets invited?
No.
Well, Jason works here, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, Jason doesn't count. Jason doesn't count.
I hope he does get wedding bells.
Oh, of course he's going to get wedding. Do you think any of his teammates will be at his wedding? All right. You can get the Go Birds podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, it's already one about practice up.
There
All
you
8
go.
of his throws broken down one by one.
And here's what I'd say. If you were ever going to subscribe to the Go Birds podcast, right as the joint practices are happening, which are featuring Shedeur Sanders.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Like this is I think you need to focus on Shedeur.
I'm going to track Shedeur's stats the best I can. I obviously have to watch
Eagles
Jalen.
Fans care about Shedeur.
Everybody cares about Shedeur.
Yeah.
He was
if
almost
Shedeur
an Eagle.
lights up the defense.
An Eagle.
He's kind of almost an Eagle.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Eliot.